1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 abandoned in dusty garage. Mechanic standing beside car, inspecting rusted body with hands. Cinematic YouTube car restoration style. Realistic lighting. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 front damaged hood. Mechanic touching dent with hands preparing repair tools. Cinematic workshop lighting. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 front bumper bent, unrusted. Mechanic using wrench to remove bumper. Hands clearly visible. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 rusted fender. Mechanic sanding rust with hand tool. Dust particles in air. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 dented hood. Mechanic hammering dent, using metal hammer by hand. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 rust hole in fender. Mechanic welding patch, with sparks flying. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 door dent repair. Mechanic using dent puller tool with hands. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 scratched roof sanding by mechanic hands. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 removing broken side mirror by mechanic using hand tools. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 grinding rust from rear bumper with power grinder. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic opening trunk inspecting rust. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 removing rusted trunk panel by mechanic hands. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 welding trunk rust patches. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 sanding body panels by mechanic. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 full body rust cleaning by mechanic hands. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 removing old hood bolts with wrench. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 hood dent repair hammering process. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 welding front frame damage. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic checking body alignment. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 body metal smoothing by mechanic. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 interior seats removal by mechanic hands. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 dashboard removal by mechanic. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 interior wiring repair by mechanic hands. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 steering wheel removal. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 interior floor rust inspection. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 rotten floor metal visible. Mechanic cutting rusted metal. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 welding new floor metal patch. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 interior floor welding repair. Mechanic welding new metal patch on rotten floor using tools. Sparks flying. YouTube car restoration style. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic grinding welded floor metal smooth using grinder. Hands visible working carefully. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic applying rust protection coating on the repaired floor panel with brush. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic installing new floor insulation inside car interior. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic reconnecting interior wiring with hands. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic reinstalling dashboard carefully using tools. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic repairing seat frame with welding tools. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic installing repaired seats back into the car interior. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 hood open showing dusty engine while mechanic prepares tools. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic removing old engine parts by hand. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic cleaning engine block with brush and cloth. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic replacing spark plugs using hand tools. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 grinding welded floor metal. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic replacing engine belts carefully using hand tools inside engine bay. YouTube car restoration style. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic installing radiator into engine bay with hands and tools. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic repairing engine wiring connections carefully. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic installing new rubber hoses on engine. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic polishing engine block surface using cloth and tools. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic assembling engine components carefully by hand. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic turning ignition key testing engine start after repair. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic removing front suspension components using tools. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic installing new suspension parts by hand. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic installing brake discs on front hub. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic installing new shock absorbers on suspension. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic installing new wheels and tires by hand. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic sanding entire body panels, preparing surface for primer. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic masking windows and trims using tape before painting. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic spraying primer coat over body panels. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 primer drying under bright workshop lights. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic sanding primer coat smooth using sanding tool. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic spraying first black paint coat on body. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic applying second glossy black paint coat. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 wet glossy paint reflecting workshop lights. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic polishing hood using polishing machine. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic polishing front fender surface. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic polishing door panels carefully. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic polishing trunk panel surface carefully using polishing machine. Hands visible working in workshop. YouTube car restoration style. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic installing chrome front bumper using tools by hand. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic installing front headlights carefully into restored front panel. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic installing rear taillights with hands. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic installing side mirrors on doors using screwdriver. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic installing chrome door handles carefully. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic installing hood emblem badge on hood. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic cleaning interior dashboard area using cloth. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic polishing dashboard panels with hands. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic installing steering wheel, steering column. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic installing repaired seats back into interior cabin. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic installing interior floor carpets carefully. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic performing final engine inspection, inside engine bay. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 engine running smoothly, while mechanic observing engine. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic closing hood after restoration work. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 cinematic front 3/4 angle showing glossy black paint. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 cinematic rear 3/4 view with polished chrome bumper. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 glossy side profile under workshop lighting. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 low front angle aggressive stance cinematic shot. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 low rear angle reflection on glossy paint. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 overhead top view and the full restored body. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 close-up chrome bumper reflection detail. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 glossy hood reflection cinematic close-up. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 headlights glowing bright inside workshop. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 taillights glowing cinematic shot. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 wheel spinning close-up showing polished rims. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 engine revving shot. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 hood open in workshop. Mechanic hands repairing hood hinges and inspecting engine bay. YouTube car restoration style. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 dented hood surface. Mechanic hammering dent with metal hammer by hand. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 hood sanding process. Mechanic sanding metal surface preparing for paint. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 hood rust welding repair. Mechanic welding rust patch with sparks flying. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 hood metal smoothing using hand tools. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic installing hood latch mechanism by hand. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 hood primer spraying by mechanic in workshop. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 hood glossy black paint coat applied by mechanic. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic polishing hood surface using polishing machine. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 hood emblem installation by mechanic hands. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 hood closing shot after restoration. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 engine bay cleaning by mechanic hands. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic tightening engine bolts. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 engine start test after repair. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic wiping hood surface with cloth. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 cinematic front view to restored hood. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic standing beside car inspecting finished hood. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 glossy hood reflection under workshop lights. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic recording finished car using smartphone. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 final cinematic shot, mechanic holding mobile phone filming restored car in workshop. 1969 black Chevrolet Camaro Z, 28 mechanic polishing roof surface.